Welcome to the Investor Fuel Real Estate Investing Show, where I interview the nation's top real estate entrepreneurs, industry leaders, and other amazing entrepreneurs to help educate and inspire you to take your business and your life to the next level. My goal is to add tremendous value to you during every single episode of this show. If you get value, I'd love it if you subscribe on your favorite podcast player, subscribe on YouTube, and my very favorite, please share this with your community so we can impact even more entrepreneurs. Let's start today's show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Today I am interviewing my good friend, Mr. Frank Chen. Look how friendly he is, waving there. But we're talking about, Frank is kind of a master. He helps a lot of people with affiliate programs, affiliate revenue. And we're going to be talking about how to generate affiliate revenue in your business, whether you're just getting started or you're a veteran real estate investor, or maybe I don't think most people listening to the show are not a real estate investor at all, but you don't necessarily have to be a real estate investor to generate affiliate income. But
That's right.
A lot of Frank's business and focus has historically been on the real estate industry. So how's that for an introduction, Frank? How are you, buddy?
I'm feeling great, man. I've been looking forward to this call for quite some time. I love what you built, and we've done some business together, and I'm happy to kind of dive into what I've been working on. So thanks for having me today.
That's great. Yeah, I think there's been some themes like in this economy, in this market. I think of a few things that are kind of going on in the industry. But I think one of the themes is like multiple streams of income. Like people are just looking for more ways to generate income because it's been a bumpy road for some people the past couple of years, and folks are always looking for a way to generate some additional income. And so I think this will be interesting for folks that are listening.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm excited to kind of tell you guys how I got started in this business and why I feel like this is really possible for anyone, regardless of, again, your experience level, how long you've been doing real estate. There are a lot of applications to what we're talking about today. So really excited to dive in.
So before we jump in, tell us a little bit more about your background and your history, Frank.
Yeah, I love sharing this story just because people are like, oh, well, you must have had a long history of real estate, internet marketing and all. No. I grew up at a home where my parents were immigrant, Chinese immigrants. They came here cleaning apartments and things like that, working these hourly jobs. They got into real estate. They got me involved. So I was fixing up houses and plumbing and electrical work when I was in high school. So I highly recommend all the parents out there, whether your kids are kicking and screaming, drag them in, because I'm so grateful now that I can fix anything in my house without having to call an expensive contractor. So that's great. I did attend the University of Texas in Austin, so go Longhorns. Looking forward to the football season. But most importantly is I graduated with a nutrition degree. Zero marketing background, zero advertising. I couldn't tell you how many calories are in an apple, what nutrients are in your pasta. Can't help you with that. But I found this job after graduating because I realized I could make $45,000 as an undergrad, or I could take a leap of faith. And I found this job on Craigslist, believe it or not. And it was a small company called reiclub.com where I found my first mentor and guide. And I really appreciate everything he's done for me. Shout out, Tim, if you're out there watching. And I really learned my chops in this business where we had a mutual friend at the time, or a mutual acquaintance, I should say, which is Jeff Adams at the time. And he was starting this mastermind in Newport Beach. I went there and it was my crash course in online sales, like people selling real estate education, home study courses. And they were doing 6 figures a month, sometimes 7 figures a month. That was what we call the golden age of info marketing about 16, 17 years ago. And that's really where my journey began. I was like, whoa, this is how people make money outside of working at a 8 to 5. Okay, this is something. So that's kind of how I got started in this business.
Yeah, that's great. And it's evolved a lot, right? We're going to talk about what is, affiliate, kind of how to generate affiliate income. Back in the day, back in those days, it was mostly courses, right? Mostly courses. But now it's software and all sorts of other products, and, maybe still some courses as well. But I think there's been a real maturing of the industry, like in terms of tech and things that are out there, right? And there's virtual assistant services, and there's all sorts of really probably a lot more services than products, I would say, than historically, right?
Yeah, you said it perfectly. I think one of the brands that people always reference when starting in real estate is Carlton Sheets, right? I think back in the day, you bought like a binder and there was like a couple of CDs in there, and people were selling this for $1,000. Before, it used to be a teleseminars. This still amazes me where people would sit on a phone, like a dialer, push a number, sit there, hear someone talk for 60 minutes, and then buy. It wasn't a webinar. It wasn't a presentation. You don't see anybody. You're literally just listening to an infomercial. an educational infomercial, and you're like, yeah, this makes sense. I'll pull out my credit card. And now we've evolved today to where, right, you're right. So there's a lot more services. We're leaning more in on our end users, right? Before it's like, I want to learn how to do this. Now people are like, well, I need the tools to really help me do this much faster. And that's
Yeah.
where we're seeing the shift now.
Yep. So let's kind of clarify what is an affiliate program? Like, what is affiliate revenue? Like, what is that? Talk about it a bit.
Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, one of the things I love to do is break down the misconceptions of affiliate marketing. I think most people's understanding of it is, oh yeah, it's Amazon, right? I watch my favorite influencer say, oh, link in bio, or hey, my shopping cart's in the comments, and you go there and you click, and it's all these products. Well, the reality of that is that you're only making probably 5%, 3 to 5% of these products, right? So you sell $100 thing, you make $5. You got to sell a lot of those guys to make some, any kind of side income doing that. There's other things that are industry called ClickBank or these kind of marketplaces where you can find products. And typically those are like lower price point. In our industry, low price point is like, anything between $7 to say like $500. Still, you're earning like 5 or 10% on those things. Not very exciting. So what I like to tell people, there are tons of brands out there that are, one, giving you a lot higher commissions, and two, they have much bigger price points. So you don't need to sell a ton of them. You can just sell a handful and make a comfortable side income living. You could take that vacation you want, take a nice dinner, buy the car, pay the mortgage, whatever you want to do. Yeah. But there are tons of partnerships out there, and they're looking for everyday people just like you to work with. So don't think that you have to have the thousands of subscribers, a big influence. As long as you're active in the business that you're in, there's opportunity for you.
Yeah, that's great. And a lot of the products that people that are listening right now that use probably have a referral or an affiliate program. I mean, some of them you just go online and sign up and you don't have to talk to anybody. Some of them you kind of have to know somebody to kind of get your foot in the door and maybe have promotional campaigns and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it really depends. Depending on the affiliate program, you ask what is affiliate program. It's basically a way for you to partner with a product or service or software that you love, right? And then earn commissions just talking about it, sharing it, being an ambassador of that brand. Yeah. And that's really how simple it is. You don't even have to know that much about it as long as you use it and like it. That's enough really to become an affiliate partner for anything that you're using. And that's really a great starting point for you, is just looking at what are your everyday tools, software, services that you use in your everyday life, and that's a good starting place.
Yeah. It gives it the most credibility. I think there's a lot of people that we know that promote products, and they're like, I don't really want to promote anything that I don't believe in or I don't use myself, right? And so if you're already using it and you're like, I love this tool, here's why, and you're talking about it all the time, the theory is might as well make money rather than just going to product.com. It's like product.com/referral equals Frank Chen or something. Right?
Yeah. It's an interesting point, because a lot of times I ask people like, hey, do you refer people and do you ever get paid? I was like, no, I don't. I love the business. I love, Tom, he's great over there. I just want to make sure we send him great business. It's like, you do know that he'd be more than happy to pay you a commission for these referrals, because they're probably spending a ton of money on ads, cold traffic, looking for unqualified leads, versus someone who gives them a warm silver hey, this person, I've already told them everything. They're ready to get started. They love those way more. So they're happy to incentivize you for more of these.
Yeah. And for those folks that have programs, it's just a marketing expense for them. They could go run Facebook ads or Google ads, and maybe they do all that as well, but it's just basically as a marketing channel ultimately, right?
That's a great way to distill it down. 100% it's an alternative marketing strategy. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what are some of the misconceptions of like affiliate programs or affiliate marketing?
Yeah, I think, one of the things people think is like, I don't think most people have affiliate programs. I would say most do. They're not probably built out to scale, but at the very basic level, if you asked anybody, even if it's not on their website or things like that, say, hey, do you guys have an affiliate program? There's a very good chance they'll either create one on the spot for you, or they have one, they're just not publicly advertising it. Okay. Number two, as I mentioned briefly earlier, is you don't have to be a massive influencer, right? You don't have to have Facebook communities. You don't have to have a really popular Instagram or whatever it is you just have to look at your spheres of influence. I use that a lot, right? You go to a family dinner, you're at work, a lot of us entrepreneurs who start with an 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, not 8 to 5, 9 to 5 is you're looking to ways to escape that. And we also have that always comes up in organic conversations with friends, at dinner parties, at business events, things like that. And it always segues to, well, like, what are you doing, and how, like, who do you use, and how did you get started? These are all great lead-ins to an affiliate conversation. Hey, let me share that link that where I got started. Let me show you the event that I went to, or let me show you the software that I used to set up that now helps me run my leads in my business. These are all entry points to becoming a great affiliate partner, right? So you don't have to do a big email blast to your, all your followers, or have to do these Instagram reels or stories. These are methodologies, but you don't have to have these in order to be successful.
Yeah. And Frank, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like when I started a long time ago, and when this industry was first kind of coming up, the kind of influencer industry, if you will, let's say the affiliate industry, there are a lot of people that they didn't have their own products. They just built lists, and their whole business was referring other people.
Right.
Now what's a lot more common is the masses or have affiliate links to share some things here and there. So said another way, people should think about, like, what is your strategy? Is it to build a whole business around becoming an affiliate marketer, if you will?
Sure.
Which is, there's not a whole lot of those, and they're not as many as it used to be, I don't think. Or there's people that are like, hey, I just want supplemental income, or if I refer 3 or 4 or 5 people to this, I get my product for free. Or it's kind of like more of a mass type product now, or a mass type model than it used to be, right?
Yeah, it's like pick your poison. Just like real estate, you can't do, if you're getting started, you can't be a wholesaler, invest in commercial real estate, and, do a lot of creative finance deals all at the same time. If you're getting started, you have to really focus in on one thing, get really good at it, build the processes and systems, and move on. That's exactly the same with affiliates. Like, you're going to see a lot of parallels today with regards to running a sales team or a real estate business. All those concepts apply to building an affiliate program. And you said it exactly right. It's what do you want to do? Are you good at marketing, right? You don't want to come out with a product, is that creates its own timeline, right? Coming up with a webinar, your offer stack, what are you going to sell? How are you going to fulfill? What is your ascension model? Like, graduating people from a low price point to your high ticket. There's a lot that goes into that. And then wrapping an affiliate program around all of it, right? Versus just really becoming a portal. Back in the day, like you said, REI Club was a great blog, article, organic, SEO rich. So we grew a list without having our own product. We literally sold other real estate resources to our community of people who just said, hey, I'm interested in real estate, right? So if you're really good at kind of aggregating that type of community, then you could just promote products and make a great living that way. Or if you're going down the path, you've been doing the business, you've done, now you want to teach, there's a path for you as well.
Yeah, that's great. So if folks want to start, like, how do they start? I mean, it's not hard, right? So how do they kind of make a decision of, like, well, what are some things I could promote? Is it products they're already using, or people that they respect in the industry, or, like, where do they kind of get started on knowing what they should promote?
Great question. Yeah. So let's say 101. I would first look at your current product, service, and software you're using, right? If you attended a coaching program or a live event of sorts and it really did impact your life in a positive way, reach out to that brand and be like, hey, I have some friends I want to talk to about this. Can I get set up with an affiliate link? You're going to get 2 responses. What's that? Or, yeah, sure, right? The ones that say, yeah, sure, work with them, stick with that. But that really starts your first step into affiliate marketing, right? And I really distill it down to referral marketing, right? Just talking about it with people and then giving out your link. For those who are kind of more established, doing more deals and are maybe on the path of creating an info brand, then it's more about stacking, because your job at that point is trying to find buyers of your product, right? But guess what? All of your buyers, I'm going to identify it as your 0 to 1ers, ones who's wanting to get started in real estate, your 1 to 5ers who are starting to build out the processes and kind of building an actual business. And then you have your 5+ a month deal people who are like, okay, I got the systems. Now I'm looking to scale. Every one of these avatars needs different services and tools to run their business. So for you in that type of business is to look for those relationships. Start again, back to basics, is start with the things that you're already using, and then build that into their kind of onboarding or their journey inside your sales/education ecosystem, right? Because the idea here is you're spending a lot of money on the front and trying to drive that customer. The second thing you can do now is, okay, well, unless they don't buy my stuff, or if they buy my stuff, there's a cap to how much we can make. By layering in, or what I call affiliate stacking, You can now diversify your revenue. And what's really exciting about it, it starts offsetting, your front end ad spend. It starts covering potentially your overhead, any expenses that are kind of impacting your business. Affiliate marketing is kind of your icing on the cake to help alleviate some of those pressures, right?
Yeah.
So your students are always going to ask you, hey, Mike, what are you using to, cost seg your deals? Or, hey, Mike, what are you using to find your properties or manage your deals? Don't be the guy who just refers and doesn't get paid. That's, if I could have you guys leave with one thing today, don't keep referring things without getting paid.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because we have referral programs and things like that. I want to pay people, like, as I know that when you get paid, you want to do it again. Like, I appreciate people like, hey, I don't expect anything. I'm like, oh, I appreciate that, but I want to, I want to pay you because I want you to go do that again, right? And I just feel like if people like money, people like
Money
getting
is,
paid.
yeah, right. Money is a powerful incentive, and that's
Yeah.
it, right? I always joke with my principal, joke with my clients, like, well, Frank, how long should the affiliate program work? Is it like a 1 month, 3 months? Like, I've never seen a single person complain about receiving a check 8 months later, right? Like, you sent them a lead 6 months ago, and they bought something 6 months later, and you sent them a check. Guess what? You just re-engage that person because like, oh my God, this is awesome. Let me keep. I totally forgot about this. Let me go refer you some more people. So money is never a bad thing when it comes to incentivizing your people.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And it helps with the relationship too. Is like
It
people,
does. It really,
people.
really does.
It's a good tool to, not that you should have to pay your friends to be your friends, but
No.
it's the language of business is getting paid.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel about this, Mike. I'm curious. We'll just take a quick little pause here. It's like when I go to a friend's restaurant or like, I want to support their business. And they're always like,
Yeah.
oh, no, you don't have to pay. And it's like, no, no, no. You're in business. This is how I can support. If I come here and eat for free, I'm not supporting you. I'm just
Right.
eating your food.
That's right.
So it's kind of like, that's always been my mindset of like, if I'm going to bring you business, you're obviously going to be making money. Let's make money together. Let's make money together.
Yeah, that's great. What are some best practices that you've seen for folks that are in the affiliate business or that are affiliates?
Yeah, I always, one of the things that people don't really know as a whole with affiliate programs or just affiliate marketing is that honestly an imperfect it's an imperfect system. Okay, what I mean by that is the only way you get paid is if things track properly. Okay, and what I mean by imperfect is any software out there. Me and Mike were just talking about this just a few hours ago. Is just like nothing tracks 100%. Nothing works perfectly, so it does require attention to these details. So if you are going to be referring, clients or opportunities to brands to get paid on, just make sure you're tracking this on your own as well. You got to trust, but verify, right? I know a lot of people in our industry who work with big brands, and as long as they're getting a check in the mail, they never ask, well, is this everything? Because if the check is big enough, they're like, oh, this is good, but instead of 10,000, what if it could have been 15,000, right? But the fact they got a $10,000 check, they're like, dude, I'm happy. I don't care if you missed anything. And I always have been a big, I'm bullish on what I could have made, not what I did make. Because that kind of mindset is going to make sure you pay attention to the details, you put systems in place. Because again, these are your hard-earned leads. These are your relationships. You should get paid on them, right? So you just got to keep a close eye when you're working with partners that, you have a system in place. There are fail safes you can do with softwares like Google Analytics, Wicked Reports, UTM tracking codes. I know I'm using some verbiage. Hopefully you're listening can just, Google or ask ChatGPT. But the idea here is there's plenty of things you can do to protect yourself when working with certain partners, right? So I would probably say that is the biggest, most important thing right now.
Yeah, and sometimes it's finding partners that have a high level of attention to detail, right? That are looking out for you. For example, we have a referral program for most of my businesses, and we have tracking links too. So we track, but sometimes people will come in and get something for free, like a lead magnet, something that we give away for free, that we track that affiliate who sent them there.
Sure.
And then later they buy, but when they buy, they use a different email address. So like you can't
That's right.
track that back. So what we do is we say, hey, this person used a new email. When they used a new email address. Like, well, we know that they did. And then if they go through a salesperson, for example, because
Right.
most of our stuff is high ticket, we know that person didn't just come to our site and buy. Like, there's history there. So let's go find out what other email addresses that name is under or whatever. We kind of back into, and if we have to, we go listen to the sales call and say like, who referred this person? Because we always ask on the sales call. So because we want to honor the people that send us
That's right.
business, and we want to make sure that nobody ever says like, hey, I never got paid on this person I sent to you. Like we want to try to prevent that from ever happening.
Yeah, and that's what like a pro tip for y'all is if you're creating like landing page forms or intake forms. One of the things we started including on everything in the past year, which has been massively helpful, is adding a simple field as who can we thank for referring you, right?
Yeah.
Have a drop down menu, a place they can type. It's just a fail safe for you, and of course, adding an SOP with your sales team of asking like, hey, who can we thank for referring you? Like literally just asking that question really helps you kind of, and honestly, it helps you build a profile of if you're not paying anybody yet. Who are all the people referring us business? How can we formalize a relationship there so now it's more consistent? We're running special promotions with them. We're doing, a little bit more strategic planning to kind of slowly grow that referral base, right?
Yeah.
One thing I definitely wanted to cover is, what should you do is ask any company, what are your payouts? Like how, like if it's a software, what are your churn rates, right? Because you don't want to just refer someone who buys a software and then cancels after a month.
Yep.
You want to make sure you're working with a company that has processes in place to retain your lead so you can keep getting paid every month, right? So just asking better questions and not being afraid to do that. Again, they need your business. They want your business. So it's important that you pre-qualify who you get in bed with per se, right? Yeah, it's important you do that.
Yeah. What are some other kind of systems and processes to really treat this like a business? Because it's really easy. A lot of folks listening to this could go say, hey, I use this tool and that tool,
Sure.
go to their website, in the footer, they're like, want to become an affiliate? Click here. You can create a link in seconds, right?
Yep.
But if you don't do anything with that, so I've kind of found in the past, like we don't really create affiliate links for anybody anymore unless we talk to them and we know they're going to promote it. Because it doesn't take us anything to create affiliate links, but it does take effort on their part to actually promote it. And what's the point if they're not going to do it? So like, what are some systems and processes for folks to consider to treat it like a business ultimately?
Yeah, I love that. And honestly, we're in a really amazing time of AI. We've been diving into that so much deeper these last couple of months. And even if you have zero background of how to promote an affiliate link or how to position it within your social media or an email to a friend, AI can now really help support you there. Okay, it can really help encapsulate your voice, your approach. Hey, make it more persuasive. However you want to design the prompt, you can now just take your affiliate link and then add that as a parameter. Okay, but I always tell people it's consistent. It's like the analogy of a snowball. Okay, if you don't start today, you're not going to be able to build up that momentum because affiliate marketing, depending on if you're already really big, then you do a promotion, you'll get like a nice pop of sales. But what we try to do is how do we find a process that creates sustainable, flatten the curve so it's not like a roller coaster. It's how do we create consistency? And the idea here is finding a schedule that works for you, right? If you want to talk about it weekly, monthly in your LinkedIn account or your social media accounts, great. Create a schedule for that. If you're like, I don't have time for that, hire a VA, create an SOP, show them how to create these posts, and then just using your affiliate link, right? The other side of it too is taking a look more about your internal onboarding processes, right? I kind of analyzed one brand that's doing, I think, close to 10 million this year as an education coaching brand, and they've make it mandatory. So when you sign up, you have to get this software, you have to do this, you have to do this. This is your onboarding. And until you do these things, you can't get to step 2 because on step 2, we're going to go through these things. So there's stickiness there, right? So that's ways you can start building that into your education program. Or if you're just on the side of marketing and I just want to start generating revenue, you got to talk about it, right? Yeah. So be consistent. And I think in sales, and you probably know this better than I do, Mike, it's like 5 or 8 touch points before someone's like, oh yeah, like they just heard it differently and now they want to buy.
Right.
That's the exact same thing with affiliates is they have to know what you're working with, who you're part of, the problems that you're solving. And over time, people will self-select.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for one way for people to do this, if you're not like a kind of quote info marketer, which we'll talk about kind of info marketers, how to become one, if that's what you want to do, is it's almost like have a toolbox. Like, hey, these are my recommended tools that we use in our business. And just on your website or on social media, have a link that just goes to a page where like, hey, these are our top 10 tools or something, right? It doesn't have to be like a week long product launch for like how to get this CRM or whatever. It doesn't have to be, right. One easy way is just to have, here's all the stuff that I recommend that we use in our business, and I recommend you do it too.
Yeah, like so something as simple as, hey, here are the top 3 tools I used to close my last 40K deal.
Yeah.
People are like, well, what did you use? Like, yeah, it's software of this data company and this cold caller company. Cool, awesome. And then those are all your affiliate links. So again, I think people tend to overcomplicate, how to be a marketer. And I always try to like snap them back. It's like, if you're in the business, what you're doing every day is marketing material.
Yeah, that's
All you
right.
have to do now is just document it, right? If you have a closing contract, or, oh, hey, this VA that I hired helped me talk to a seller off a ledge and was able to warm them up for me to close. Like, here's the company that I used for that VA, right? Like
Yep.
anything that's happening in your business, especially if you're doing multiple deals, I promise you have more things going on than you can even possibly use as marketing material,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So you don't have to get super creative and become a master marketer. It's just tap into what you're already doing.
Yeah, and even for folks that are listeners that are a real estate investor, there's a lot of ways to make referrals from a real estate investing business. We're talking about kind of info products here for the most part, but I just did a show here yesterday that we recorded that we were talking about how they're licensed and they refer people to other agents, and they have referral programs where they make money on their deals. Sometimes they refer them to other contractors that can help with stuff, and the contractor either pays them or they are getting some favoritism towards the next time they use them, or a discount or whatever. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of ways to make money. It doesn't have to be like kind of quote info marketing, right?
No, and I had a really interesting conversation with an up and coming influencer. I won't drop his name here, but he kind of opened my eyes to another. He was thinking much, much bigger. He has a community that's paying, I think, 199 a month. His coaching programs and things like that. He's like, I was like, what kind of affiliate relationships? I thought he was like softwares and data and things. He's like, no, I'm trying to get with I'm trying to get with Sherman Williams, paint companies, roofing companies, national companies to
Yeah.
create cheaper quotes for his community. So if you're out there as a newer contractor, going the Google reviews / Yelp reviews, you're going to get pretty big quotes on your rehab jobs, right? Paint, roof, AC. But if you're now in a mastermind where you're the leader of the group has affiliate relationships with national painting companies, national roofing companies that give you 20% off. So imagine, oh, hey, I just got a quote for 20K to do this job, to redo my kitchen. He's like, okay, well, I have a cabinet person, all this. Just tap into our resources, and immediately drops your quote down to like 17,000, 16,000,
Yeah.
like immediate. And then he gets to a percentage of that project as an affiliate partner, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
That's
cool.
really, really cool. So
Yeah.
these are how you start thinking outside the box, and how affiliate marketing or referral marketing really expands beyond what we talked about earlier, like, Amazon and stuff like that.
Yep. Yep. So let's talk a little bit about kind of people that are in the info space. I think I want to say this for folks that are real estate investors and they're like, things are kind of getting hard. Maybe I should just be a coach. And it's like, that's hard. Like, people don't realize how hard
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
to
yeah.
to get into kind of the info space. Like,
Sure.
especially if you're starting a software, or almost anything you're doing, it's always harder than what people think. And the grass isn't always greener, but there are a lot of people that, tend to find their way. I'm the same way. Obviously I've flipped hundreds of houses and started doing coaching and all sorts of other things, and kind of found my way there. But for folks to kind of get into the info space in this market, like the current kind of era, like
Sure.
what are some ways to kind of get in and at least get started? Would you say?
Yeah, I know. We're really living in an age of just information overload, right? Like how to start an info brand. We'll follow like Alex Hormozy. We're looking like Russell Brunson. Like all these guys have how to create funnels and landing pages. Let me just distill this down for everybody, okay? Everything that people are saying out there takes a massive amount of time. If you want to create a webinar, it's not as easy as just saying, ChatGPT, create me a webinar, right? Like I wish it was that easy. There's a lot of sales psychology. And I think, we're in a mastermind together, Mike. And I remember someone saying like, you know what? In today's era versus before is that people aren't becoming a master of their craft. Okay. They are paying agencies to solve certain problems without knowing the why. And if you're going to get into the info business, you have to understand there's a lot of sales training and marketing training that you need to know. Otherwise, it's incredibly expensive, y'all. It is incredibly expensive. So the idea here is this a hobby or is this going to be a business? Let me clearly define that. If it's a hobby, you want to do a coaching program, you have like 1 or 2 friends who want to learn from you, great. That's a hobby. Teach those 2 people. If you really want to start building a business around this, you have to start thinking from who is our general audience, okay? And in most cases, you're going to define it as a newbie or an experienced person. Okay. And usually people are like, oh, I only want to work with experienced people and my product is very expensive. That's great, right? But then it's going to require a high level of marketing and sales to capture that opportunity. Okay. I wish we could all just close a 15K sale, no problem, just by sending out an email. That'd be great. But the other side of it is building and indoctrinating a community, a business, a relationship with your leads. Okay. So you want to come out with a course that takes time to build, but I definitely recommend, reaching out to those who have done it before. If you're wanting to learn, funnel hack it, sell someone else's stuff. If you're receiving all these, I know you're receiving all the emails out there, all the spam, all these things, just click on one of them. One of the things my mentor told me years ago was join as many lists as possible, join as many newsletters, join them all. Because as they promote things, promote people, promote products, all you have to do is participate, attend that webinar. If it's a $97 thing, put that up as a cost of education, buy that thing. Go through it. If you didn't like it, what didn't you like about it? And this is going to start giving you the elements of putting together a product you can get behind, you're proud of. It does what it says it does. Because we talked about it earlier, you got to stand behind products you love, and that includes your own, because that creates sustainability. Okay, if you're just going here for the quick cash grab and all that, to each its own, but I highly, highly do not recommend that. Mike and I have been around for a while, and you can probably attest to this, Mike, is how many people that started, 15 years ago are still here today?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And those are the people who chased after the shiny object. They created a quick product that was very like a flash in the pan, didn't put the process and systems in place. And as soon as advertising costs change or, interest rates change, inventory, market, because info is honestly directly correlated to the real estate market, believe it or not, right? So if an investor confidence is low, why do you think they would buy products to buy the thing where their confidence is low?
Right,
so there are adjustments that you have to make along the way to pivot, right? COVID was a big, big eye opener for a lot of people who are doing virtual and live events. Oh, I want to do a local event at my place. Have you ever considered if you can't do those? Well, your business literally ends in a night, right? So what are you doing to hedge against your ideas? So like anything you're about to start, it's really good to project plan and kind of at least forecast 3 to 6 months ahead, not just buy a website, create a product, and start asking your friends to promote it. That does not work. Okay. That does not work. Just take my word for it. Yeah. But this is what we do as a business too, is we help clients help navigate that space, because you're going to be told, yeah, let me set up your websites. Let me set up your automation campaigns. I'll build out your webinar. I'll, set up all your order pages and all these things. It's going to cost you $25K. And they hand this all over to you. And you're like, well, where am I going to get my leads from? And you're like, well, you got to pay for them. Well, that's ads. You know how much ads cost? You know how long it takes to figure out ads? So there's a lot of these things I want people to see is like, there's a building block process to this. If you do it correctly, you will end up with a great business, really helping a lot of people.
That's great. That's great. Frank, we could talk about this so much more. I know you help people learn about affiliate relationships, and you help a lot of bigger brands bring on affiliates and things like that. If folks want to learn kind of more about you and what you've got working, where can they go?
So yeah, theaffiliateincubator.com is my website. That'll kind of give you some insights to what we do. Where I really invite people to come check out is our free Facebook group. It's private, but we actually do weekly calls in there where I kind of go over strategies, best practices, conversion rates, marketing, all the things we talked about today. I give away for free in my group, right? If you want more one-on-one help, we can do that as well. But our YouTube channel as well. We release content all the time on affiliate programs, best practices, what you should be doing when you come up with a program, creating webinars, whatever it is, all encompassing surrounding your products is what we cover. So we are an affiliate consulting company, but we also help with marketing strategies as well. So a lot we do there.
Frank, what's the name of your channel and your Facebook group? Is it all under the same?
It's all under the Affiliate Incubator. Yep. If you look up The Affiliate on YouTube, you'll find us. My website. Yep. Everything is under that brand.
Cool. We'll add links down below for folks to find you easily.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Man, it's been fun, Mike.
Frank. Always good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate this. This is awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Awesome. Guys, hopefully you get some insights from today. There's a lot of ways to make money in this business. And if you become an expert, I think at the end of the day, a lot of us don't get into info marketing or coaching or anything because you think it's easy, because it's not. But if you feel this need to serve and help other people with the knowledge that you have, that's really kind of how it starts. So go into this with passion, not dollar signs, because it's going to be harder than you think. I promise you. You're going to have a lot of failures. It's just part of the learning curve. And if it's all about money, you're going to probably give up before you see the success that you want, and you're going to say that doesn't work, when the reality is you got into it with the wrong kind of goal in the first place. So Frank's an amazing resource. Make sure you check him out if you're looking to learn more. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing on your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. You can also check out the show's notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and even how to work with me directly one-on-one. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. See you on the next show.